Let's talk about what happens when an absolute powerhouse vocalist decides to step into a brand new spotlight. Of course, I'm talking about Red Velvet's Wendy and her incredible first ever solo world tour, We Alive. Her whole journey right now really brings up this huge question, especially in K-pop. How does a star who's already at the very top of her game completely reinvent herself? Well, let's dive into exactly how Wendy is pulling it off. And really, the peak of this whole reinvention is the We Alive tour. The buzz around it has been absolutely electric. This isn't just a bunch of concerts. Nope, this is a statement, a full-on celebration of a new era for Wendy as a solo artist. But to really, really get why this tour is such a big deal, we need to rewind just a little bit. This whole new beginning was kicked off by a seriously bold career move. Okay, so check out how fast all this happened in 2025. It was honestly kinda wild. In April, we get the news that she's leaving SM Entertainment for her solo career, and at the same time, she's already signed with a new agency, ASND. Then, just a few months later, boom! In September, she drops her new EP, Cerulean Verge. It was such a clear, confident step onto a new creative path. So, why make such a massive change? Well, Wendy said it best herself. I wanted to challenge myself in a bigger world. See, this wasn't just some business deal. This was about growing as an artist, about pushing her own limits. You gotta respect that. Now, here's the part that's so important to understand. She's really getting the best of both worlds here. She has total freedom to explore her own sound with her new agency, but she's still a 100% committed member of Red Velvet. It's a pretty fascinating way to balance that group loyalty with your own solo ambitions. And all this newfound freedom, it led straight to new music. Her latest EP, Cerulean Verge, is pretty much the official soundtrack for this whole new chapter of her career. And you can just feel how personal this EP is. I mean, yeah, you've got the amazing lead single Sunkiss, but what's even cooler is that Wendy is right there in the credits as a co-writer on songs like Existential Crisis and Hate Squared. She's not just singing the songs, she's one of the creative minds behind them. No wonder fans are obsessed with tracks like Fireproof. The lead single, Sunkiss, just perfectly nails the theme of this whole era. It's a fantastic pop anthem, for sure, but the message? It's all about embracing a new version of yourself. It's basically her own journey put into a song. All right, so with all that context, the new agency, the new music, let's circle back to the tour itself. What's the We Alive experience actually like for the fans who are there? From everything we've seen, these shows are super intimate. We're not talking about a massive impersonal stadium tour. This is a much closer, more personal vibe. And the focus is clearly on her voice. She's backed by a full live band, which just takes her already phenomenal vocals to a completely different level. And the set list is just chef's kiss. It's this genius blend of old and new. She's doing her huge solo hits like Wish You Hell and Like Water, and of course the new anthem Sunkiss. But then she also honors her roots, performing a solo version of the Red Velvet classic, Light Me Up. It is the perfect recipe for longtime fans and new listeners. And for all you fans in the Philippines, here are the details for the Manila stop. It's all happening on January 17th, 2026 at the New Frontier Theater. Ticket prices are running from about 6,000 to 12,000 pesos. This really gives you a good sense of the scale of these shows. And hey, Manila is just one stop on a much bigger journey. This real live tour is truly going global. Next up, she's got confirmed stops in Australia and Macau. She's really bringing this new sound to fans all over the world. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just zoom out for a second. This whole thing is so much more than a tour. It really is the beginning of a whole new chapter. So what does that name, We Alive, actually mean? Well, Wendy actually explained it herself, which is so cool. We Alive is the name she gave to that special, almost magical feeling that happens when her music truly comes alive on stage, connecting with every single fan in the room. It's not just her performing for them, it's a shared experience. And that brings us right back to our big question from the start. Wendy's whole journey, from switching agencies to writing her own songs and launching this tour, is just such a powerful example. It really leaves us with one final thought. What happens when an artist truly, finally takes control of their own story?